Today we got a reaction video to the man Larry Bird. Hey, before Steph was pulling them half-court shots, before LeBron was breaking these records, there was this man Larry Bird. Now, he is considered one of the greatest of all times. And let's see if this man was really like that. We got NBA legends explain how crazy good Larry Bird was. And then at the end, we gonna watch a little highlight clip. See how he was hooping. Let's get into it.
The man from Indiana who gave us an 80s to remember by lighting up a battle between the Celtics and the Lakers will forever be heralded as one of the players who saved basketball. Bird and Magic's coast-to-coast war and jaw-dropping styles gave the NBA the boost it needed before the emergence of Michael Jordan. But for Bird, with 3 titles, 2 Finals MVPs, and 3 consecutive MVP seasons, some forget just how good he really was. Today we look at NBA players explaining how crazy good Larry Bird was in his prime. Before we get into all that, if you want to win a PS5 buddy, turn on to always 5 or 10 guys that hit the list. Each carries a different generation. From 50s Bill Russell to 60s Wilt Chamberlain or 70s Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 80s Magic Johnson, 90s Michael Jordan, 2000s Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, to today's LeBron James. Some get overlooked when they shouldn't, for example, Tim Duncan. And others get left behind because of the lack of titles, like Charles Barkley. What happens when all these players talk of another great as if he was like no other? Larry Bird was lauded by most of these legends, because he was one of them too. He was consistent, tough, offensively masterful, and one of the first big guys to shoot many three-point shots. LeBron James spoke candidly in an interview about how he was one of the few guys ever to win a three-point contest with a warm-up shirt on. LeBron referring to the time Larry won his 3rd consecutive three-point contest. James continued,
"For young guys that don't know him, they think of Larry Bird as a jump shooter.
That's what I thought.
He was so much more than that. He was a passer. He averaged double-digit rebounds. He defended, he took charges. And, it's a straight-up complete basketball player, and me as a small forward."
Later in his career,
Hey, I did not know that. I didn't know Larry Bird was passing. I didn't know he was taking charges, playing defense. I did not know none of that. I didn't even know he was tall like that. They're saying it like he's like 6'8" or something.
LeBron adapted his game to the new way of basketball, which was a charge led by the Golden State Warriors in shooting more from behind the arc. LeBron was considered a big guy, but began shooting more threes, and no doubt was heavily influenced by the fact that Larry Legend had already achieved this feat in the 80s. In another interview, when asked about his top 3 of all time, LeBron put Larry Bird firmly in there with MJ and Dr. J.
My God, 3, Larry Bird, Dr. J. Michael.
Shaq had a very different opinion on Larry initially. He said he disliked Bird because he was jealous. He thought, how could this regular-looking guy do everything?
Never really had a chance to play against Larry Bird, but I actually used to hate Larry Bird. I hated him.
Shaq soon realized as he grew older and wiser that despite getting the luck of the Irish with the Celtics, Larry made his own luck when it came to shooting the ball. Shaq, at 7'1", of course, had a completely different...
The only one thing I'm noticing so far that I don't like about Larry Bird, bro, wearing them booty shorts in a basketball game. I don't know if you've seen this last clip right here. God damn, buddy, put on some longer shorts. This shit is crazy.
Luck when it came to shooting the ball. Shaq, at 7'1", of course, had a completely different style of game at the time. He was built to the max and used brute force to impose his will on the defense and rack up the points, blocks, and rebounds. Shaq was also faster than most give him credit for, particularly in the early part of his career.
Now the Magic with a final shot chance. O'Neal runs the floor.
Yeah, pass the ball, Shaq.
Bird was notoriously slow, which was all the more testament to his skill set, but his basketball IQ was just on a different planet. He once sank a shot from behind the backboard, which O'Neal chalked down to a fluke following a bet with his friend.
Sam Vincent to Bird.
No fucking way. Oh, hell no, I'd crash out. Yo, how they got footage of this, but they don't got no footage of Wilt's 100-point game? Wasn't this around the same time period? Maybe like a little later? Like, come on, bro.
Shaq never really got the chance to play against Larry Bird, which is unfortunate, because I don't think it would have taken him so long to recognize greatness. On the other hand, 6-time NBA champion Kareem Abdul-Jabbar battled Bird on numerous occasions while playing with the Showtime Lakers. Bird got the better of him in the 1984 finals, and took another 2 in a decade that was largely dominated by the purple and gold.
Damn.
Kareem spoke about how Larry might have been the best he had played against, and said,
I didn't know Larry Bird was getting down like that. He's pressing Kareem? Oh, shit.
People, I don't think people look at him and think, oh, he's a white guy, slow guy.
The chubby white guy, he wore us out, man. Because he just, this muscle here, the one between his ears, that was his best You know, because he made
Damn.
the 3 pointers and he had assists and rebounded, steals. He was always at the right place at the right time on the court. You know, one of the great players. I had the opportunity to play against.
11-time All-Star Charles Barkley, a regular season MVP during a star-filled 90s, was once asked, "Are you better than Bird?" And he took a long pause before answering, which is very telling.
Am I better than Bird? Oh man, that's a great question.
Most great players respond immediately with how they think they're the best because you have to have that kind of mentality in order to get to the top. Instead, Barkley answered,
I'm a better rebounder. I'm probably a better defender. He's a better shooter, obviously. You know, a lot of people talk about who's better.
But you have to think, you have to have that mentality.
No, you know. I think, you know, it's a team game.
I think deep down he knew that Bird was a better player, and for someone as good as Chuck to be stumped like that in an interview shows you how heavy the weight of Larry Bird's legacy was. Former teammate Kevin McHale also references how unreal Bird was to play with. McHale was Bird's right-hand man while playing with Boston, claiming the Sixth Man of the Year award twice, along with 7 All-Star appearances. His story of a specific Detroit game is fascinating. There was a bit of time left on the clock, and we had beaten Detroit, and I just scored 56, and I'm walking off the court, and Larry said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm done." I said, "I'm exhausted. I'm tired." Larry goes, "Don't do it, man, because when I get that hot, I'm not coming out of the game." A week later, he got that hot. He looked at me at about 50 points, and he looked at me and said, "I told you." The pair would go on to win 3 titles together, and McHale would continue to tell stories that live on in Celtics folklore forevermore. A highlight being a throwback from Bird's brutal trash talk at a game in Phoenix.
We have a play, out of bounds play, I'm taking it out, and Larry says, "I'm going to bust off the play, and I'm just going to come out, and I'm going to shoot a 3, and I'm like, "We're down 2. I'm like, "No, don't do that." I'm like, "Let's shoot a 2, please. Go to the hole, try to get fouled. Let's just get into overtime, see if we can't win this game." And Larry says, "No, I'm just going to bust a 3 on him." I'm like, "Oh, my God."
Yo.
So he tells the Phoenix bench, he tells the coaches, "Yeah, I'm just fixing to bust a 3 on you guys and just go home. I'm tired of this." And he gets the ball, jumps out, busts the play, comes out, gets the ball at the slot, shoots the ball. As the ball's in the air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells, "Told you so."
No fucking
Larry's
way.
mental game was such that he could just open up any team and tear them apart. He would use psychological warfare on a regular basis. Players speak of his toughness not because of his size or physicality, but because of his mind. He would impose his will on the opposition and could force them off their game.
Bro, if I was in the NBA and someone made a graphic of me looking like this on like a t-shirt, or not t-shirt, a blanket or something, bro, I'd be pissed as hell. This is the shittiest piece of art I've ever seen.
Just as much as he could switch on his. A mastermind at trash talk tactics, Larry Bird will forever go down in history as one of the greatest trash talkers of all time. And in the 80s, that mattered. With players such as Bill Laimbeer, Hakeem Olajuwon, Magic Johnson.
What the fuck? Hold on, we gotta see that play again. How did he shoot it and get it? He just spawned and grabbed the rebound?
That mattered.
Look at this
players
shit.
Such as Bill Laimbeer, Hakeem
Bro,
Olajuwon,
spawned out of
Magic
nowhere.
Johnson, and the eventual emergence of Michael Jordan, Bird did what was necessary in order to gain that mental edge that took him over the top. James Worthy, the 1988 Finals MVP, simply stated that Larry was trash talking all the time, but the problem was he could back it up.
Yeah, he could back it up. So when you're arrogant and you can back it up, you're not arrogant, you're just good. And Larry was good.
Even Worthy's former teammate Magic Johnson spoke on the fact that he had a real dislike for Larry Bird as far back as their college playing days for the very reason that Larry would constantly get the better of him. Johnson claimed in a recent interview during a press build-up for the Broadway play about the pair that after he beat Larry in the NCAA championship game in 1979, the most watched college basketball game ever, by the time he got to the Lakers, they were 0-8 to the Celtics.
You had to hate the Celtics to beat them because when I got here, we were 0-4, I think 8, and then the first time against the Celtics and then in championship series. And then we lost that in '84. That made us 0-9, I believe.
And later is quoted as saying, "When I played, Larry Bird was the only one I feared." Not bad when hearing it from a 5-time champion and one of the true great basketball players of all time. At the 2019 NBA Awards, Johnson received the NBA Lifetime Achievement Award, but it was shared with guess who? Larry Bird. Bird was simply the king of talking the talk, then actually going out and walking the walk.
Listen, man, retirement is great for you because you never talked this long.
Dominique Wilkins recounts one of the most famous games where Larry Bird promised Kevin McHale he was going to break McHale's record against Atlanta. Wilkins said,
"He got so hot in that game that you talk about that patented step back. He was doing that step back, and he switched it to his left hand 3 separate times in that game. He hit a 3. He was going anywhere on the floor that he wanted.
Is this when the bench was giving each other 5?
The bench was giving each other 5.
So did you get in a fight with them after the game? Forget Larry. Did you beat anybody on the bench? Because you giving 5, he's scoring on me.
Every one of those guys got fined $3,000.
Okay.
Larry's legend lives on because of the greats that want to tell them. The reason there's a list of top 10 players who consistently call Bird their toughest opponent or one of their all-time greats is because
Wilkins?
Larry himself is in that list. Larry is a top 10 baller of all time. His style doesn't matter when his skill sinks the opposition. Because above all, the opposition will remember.
Hell no! Who is that? Bro, look at this dude.
His style
Bro,
doesn't
this
matter
dude,
when
he had
his
him
skill
turned
sinks
around.
the opposition. Because above all, the opposition will remember. They'll remember the steals, the shots, the clutch plays, and the trash
Damn,
talk.
he's getting
They'll
up.
remember the Bird from the early 80s, not from the early 90s. The Larry who stepped out on the court in his warm-up jacket and made Michael Jordan recoil in envy. MJ announced,
He didn't take off his top yet. I didn't see when he took off his top.
well, when Bird did, it was all business. He may as well have taken a mop and bucket to the floor because he was about to clean up. He was an impetuous and never-relenting opponent that took the life from anyone who stepped onto his battlefield. The consensus is a resounding stamp of legendary status for the man who will forever go down in the history books as one of the greatest ever players, and arguably the greatest ever Celtic to grace the court. What did you think of Larry Bird in his prime?
Damn. Hey, so going off of that, it sounds like Larry Bird really had that dog in him. You low-key earned my respect in this. I did not know he was like that. I knew he was solid, but now we got, after watching that, seeing what Larry Bird, he really had that dog in him. Let's check out Larry Bird top 10 plays of his career. Let's see what his best plays was looking like.
Dennis Johnson with Cooper all over him. He can't do a thing. Bird turnaround. Hit
Okay.
with 16 seconds to go, and the Lakers.
Was that in the finals? On Magic too? Ah! Between his legs. Okay. Why'd he's all oh wait, never mind. Damn, on 2? Bro, they was sending 2 at him. He did not care. Oh, shit.
Larry Bird just phenomenal the way that he will contribute in the clutch time after time in the shot. Oh, wow. I'll tell you, the defense is extreme. They are really working. Oh, boy. Whoa! Take that, Larry Bird.
Bro, I didn't know Larry Bird could dunk.
And he got fouled. This is a hunting. Watch it.
What happened? Ah, good steal. Hey! Was this in the finals again? Yeah, shitty ass pass. That was a buzzer beater? No way. Off 1 foot? Damn, 1-footed 3?
So here we go. Danny Ainge to inbounds for the Celtics, trailing by 1.
Danny Ainge. Another one? Oh, hell nah. Back-to-back 1-foot 3s? I did not know he was doing that shit. Yo, he was ahead of his time.
He's floating to the head to Bird, now to Sam Vincent to Bird.
Woo! That's what they showed earlier. That's crazy. 1 foot out of bounds over the backboard. Damn, over 2 again. Is that on Jordan? On Pippen and Jordan? No way. Oh, this is the one we seen earlier. How the hell? I don't even know how. I couldn't even do that if I tried a million times. That shit was nasty. All right, number 1 play of Larry Bird's career. What the fuck? In the finals, double team fadeaway? Oh shit. Damn. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, after seeing this video, Larry Bird definitely earned my respect. He definitely went up my rankings. Hey, if there's any more old NBA players you think I should react to and see if they was really like that, let me know in the comments. But with that being said, we's out of here.